with the news coming up, we're going to pass. This is a nice signal, though. So if we didn't have that news, we'd then go on to our next step to figure out how many pips this trade is worth. And I'd want to confirm the setup. But we're not going to do that now because I don't want to trade because the oops. Euro USD, I'm not going to trade that at this time because it's off hours for both currency pairs. It's non-prime time. I'd like to trade with at least one of the currency pairs entering morning. So here we're entering morning in Australia, even though US, it's the end of the day. Here, both Europe and USD are it's midnight in Europe or a little after midnight, and US, it's after kind of normal trading hours. Same with the pound USD, same with the USD Canadian dollar, same with the USD Swiss franc. USD yen, it's approaching morning time in Japan. So we are overbought. Minors are still going up. Majors are going sideways, starting to come down a little bit. I want all the lines pointing in the same direction. Very simple. So I'm overbought. Eventually, it's going to be a good time to sell, but not yet. Part of it is getting the timing right, and you can see. Can there be a big up move when we're overbought? Yes, you can see up here. We just let's see here. You can see we got 20 pips, 26 pips while it's been overbought. A move for 26 pips while it's been overbought. What we want to do, though, is I want to minimize our risk, increase our accuracy. So I want to take trades that have a higher percentage of doing what I want. So when I'm overbought, I don't want to. I typically won't be taking a buy trade because I don't know how much it's worth, and eventually it's going to be coming down. So I want to look for when I've got the setup showing me a sell. So let's look at some non-US pairs. Oops. Let's take a look here. I have cloned this chart, the 6 light major, and I call it the 6 major 2, where I've got 6 different currency pairs that are non-US based. So that gives us an opportunity to just keep looking through currency pairs till I see the setup that I'm looking for. So euro pound, again, I'm not going to trade this, but we still don't even have the signal here. We're oversold. Minors are going up. Majors are still going down. Australian dollar, yen. We are more than halfway through the channel, so I typically wouldn't trade this. I want to catch it. I want it to be halfway or less. So more than halfway. I don't know how much more of an up movement is here. But we're also going to pass because it's got the Australian dollar in there. Euro Canadian, off time for both. Here we're minors are oversold and going up. Majors are still coming down in the channel, so nothing there. I want everybody going the same way because that gives me a higher chance of getting the trade that I want. And again, what I am seeing is whatever this news is on the Australian dollar is making the Australian dollar get stronger because it's got a big up move here. It's pushing more than it normally does. Again, we're in the middle of the channel, more than halfway. Actually, it's approaching overbought. Pound yen, and now it's offline for the pound now. And when I say offline, I mean it's midnight in England, but morning in Japan. We've got an up move here, but it's more than halfway through the channel, so I am going to pass. I want to catch it when it's down here. Euro, Australian dollar, we're approaching oversold. Miners are oversold. Majors are coming down. And you can see the interesting thing here is less steep on this section of the line, more steep here, and then even more steep. So the kink in the line, and that kink in the line is giving us this big down movement. So we are going to, let's open another chart. So to open another chart, I just take the existing chart and just click on duplicate, right click and click duplicate, and it opens the new chart. Once I have the new chart, I am going to then open, again, I've cloned this and made I've got 6 majors, 3. So I'm just going to pull up the new chart and take a look. Canadian yen, where miners are overbought. Majors are just approaching that, so nothing there. Euro, New Zealand dollar, middle of the channel. Miners are again oversold. Pound, New Zealand dollar. Now this is a little interesting. All right, so the miners are already oversold. Majors are just entering the channel and not halfway. So everybody's going down, and the majors are just entering. I'm not as concerned that the miners have gone all the way through the channel. I'm more interested in what the majors are doing. So I've got 3 points here. 1, everybody's going down. 2, we were oversold, and then 3, we've got kind of the double cross where the red line is on top and the black line's on top. When I go to my TNTs to count how many are directional, then orange is going down, which means sell. Thick blue is going up, which means sell. Dotted blue is telling me buy. And the thick orange has been flat at 0 for the last 3 hours. It's not going down. So I only have 2 of these of the TNTs telling me that it's a sell. I want 3 of the 4 telling me it's a sell. And what I'm trying to do is get to the point that when I have 3 out of 4, that increases my accuracy because each of these sections are measuring something different. And when all 3 are telling me it's a sell, the chances are it's a good sell. I've got a higher chance that this trade is going to do what I'm predicting it to do. So I'm going to pass on this right now. This thick orange line is a scaled number. So it can't go any lower than 0. But I'm going to pass. New Zealand yen. We are more than halfway through the channel. The miners are actually overbought. New Zealand USD. Again, more than halfway through the channel, so I'm gonna hold off. Euro, Swiss franc. We've got a mixed signal here. Miners are kind of majors are sideways. Miners are oversold but going up. So let's let us. We've got another 4. Let's go to 6 majors 4. So again, I'm going to duplicate once I've got the new tab. I'm going to put up the 6 majors 4, which is again just another 6 charts. So right now we've gone through 18 pairs. Canadian yen. Oh. All right. Australian, the Canadian dollar. Again, we're going to pass because it's the Australian dollar and there's news coming out. Swiss franc, yen, more than halfway. This is a nice signal. The lines are nice and tight. Had we been able to catch this back here, it would have been a good trade. And you can see as it's been going, the green line got more steep. There's a little kink in it right here, where it's less steep and more steep. And the steepness counts. And I like it when we go from less steep to more steep. Here, on the other hand, we went from more steep to less steep. So even though we've got the signal here, euro, yen, we're oversold. Everybody's going up. And I've got the double cross. Green's over red and gray is over black. I've got 3 points here. The thing I don't like is this little kink in the line where we've gone from more steep to less steep. 2 orange lines are going up. 2 blue lines are going down. So I got 4 out of the 4 telling me buy. I've got sideways pressure with red on top. I want either up pressure or the green line on top. So I'm missing missing a point from the pressure. I want points from all 3 sections. I don't have a point from the pressure. The one thing I do like here, though, is that the lines are converging. It means they're getting closer together, and the green line is sloped up. It's going up, but it's not on top. I would feel much better about this trade if the green line were on top. And again, I only need a couple trades a day to be able to make good money. So I want to be picky about the trade I'm in, because when I'm in one trade, that limits the number. Ideally, I'm not going to be in more than 2 trades at one time. So if I've tied up my capital in one trade, I can only take one more trade. I'd rather just wait till I find the 2 trades that I like. So you can see the slope it's wiggling a little bit. Now the slope is clearly straight. That kink is gone. But still, we don't have the pressure here. So let's keep going. Pound Australian dollar. We're approaching oversold. Miners are oversold. Majors are still in the channel. New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc. We're more than halfway. In Canadian dollars, Swiss franc, it's off hours for both of these. So we did not see a good 10-point trade that I'm comfortable with. So let us go, and we'll go back to the initial chart, and let's see if we can find a. I'm gonna change signals. I've got multiple tools in my tool bag, so if I don't see something on one signal, I can kind of pivot over to another signal and see if there's a trade set up there. And this trade, this is a little scalp trade. It is worth 5 pips all day long off of a 1-hour chart. And we want to take it when there is less than 5 minutes left in the hour. So it's right at the top of the hour. So we've got less than 5 minutes. There's 4 minutes left. How do I shut that off? And I want this number to be either 0 or 10 or within 1 point of either end. When this is at 10, it's measuring the position of where the thick orange line is. When it's at 10, and this is at, it's telling us the thick orange line, it doesn't think there's any more up movement. If there's no more up movement, that means it should be a good time to sell. But to increase our accuracy, we don't want to just trade off of one piece of information. So I want something else that kind of confirms that, hey, we are there's no more up left in the movement. And what I'm going to use to confirm that is I'm going to look at the TNTs and see where the positions of the lines are. And I want all of the lines to be way above the blue line. If all of these lines, specifically and most importantly, the red and green, are well above the blue, and this is at 10, or in this case within 1 of 10, I've got a good trade. So I don't have that here. So let's let us. Oh, come on. How do I get? I'm sorry. Let's see. 4 isn't close enough. 10, yes. It's been up here for 2 hours. This hour and last hour. But look where my majors and minors are. They're still oversold. This is telling me that there's much more up in the movement, even though this is telling me there's not. So I'm going to pass. 0, yes. But again, look where my majors and minors are. My minors are actually oversold, but my majors aren't. I want all the lines down here, and ideally, I'd like to see them where the gray line is crossed and turned around. So nothing there. 1 is not close enough. 6 isn't close enough. Let's go to our next chart. And I'm starting to put a lot of pressure on this here because I've got so many charts open. Here we go. 3 isn't close enough. 10, yes. I got 3 of the lines above the blue. The red isn't. So I want all the lines above the blue. And ideally, I want the red line to be where the black line is. I don't need to do that. So not 0.01. Sorry about this. I'm going to close. I'm going to close these 3. Sometimes if you have too many tabs open, it screws it up. Did we get it there? processing request. I want to go back to that chart because I think I saw, I think I did see a trade there, and we're losing time here. Gosh darn it. I want to go to the 6 majors too. I'm going to pull this back. We've got 0.01. These lines aren't, I want them to be a little more deeper. I'd want them to be a little lower before I took this. No. Yes, but these aren't high enough. Yes, these aren't low enough. So nothing there. I'm going to just go back here to the third one. I'm going to just go back to the last hour. So I'm going to just pull the charts back. 10. This is okay. 0, no. This isn't okay. This isn't okay. 10, this isn't high enough. 10, this isn't high enough. And we're not at 0. So this was at 0. Oh no, where was it? This was at 10, and these are up here. Let me see where it is right now. And it jumped, the top of the hour, it jumped by more than 1. So it went from 10 to 7. I want this number to jump by more than 1. So even though we've missed the top of the hour, there's usually some traders wait to see that this number jumps. I think we can go ahead and take a sell on the Canadian yen, a 5 pip sell on the Canadian yen right now. So I'm going to open up my MetaTrader 4. Bring it over here. Let's see, Canadian yen. So I'm going to go to File, New Chart. And I'm going to look for Canadian yen. It's not in that second group, so it's going to be in this third group, Canadian yen. I am going to make the chart match what I was looking at there before. I am going to go to the second row, New Order. Click New Order. I'm going to see what I'm going to confirm that I've got the right pair. Canadian dollar yen. My volume or lot size is going to be basically I'm going to move the decimal spot over 4 spots. So I'm going to take a lot size of 0.79. This is a demo account. I'm not going to worry about the stop loss or take profit. I'm just going to click sell by market. Sell by market, right click. Once it's recorded, go to modify, left click. And then I am going to fill in, this is good for 5 pips. So 5 pips equals 50 points. I'm going to click the little blue button. It does the math for me, puts in the number. And we're going to use a 4-to-1 stop loss. This trade is accurate 9 out of 10 times. So with a 4-to-1 stop loss, when I'm done with the average, I will be net ahead pips. The only thing I like to check is, am I getting the full 5 pips? I got in at 92.25, 7. So if I take 5 pips away, I'm going to go to 92.25.2. So 95. Oh, no, excuse me, 95.27. I'm sorry. So I'm going to go to 27. So the pip column on anything with the yen in it is the middle, the second digit. So if I take 5 pips away, I'm going to go to 92.207. So then I'm going to click modify and it adjusts the numbers. So the numbers that we've got here are, we did a sell on the Canadian dollar yen for 5 pips with a take profit of 92.207. That's a take profit of 92.207 and a stop loss of 92.473. 92.473. So a quick recap. We tried to find a 10-point trade. We saw a couple signals on the Australian dollar, but there was news coming up, so we passed on taking that trade. Didn't find anything else that we liked, and then we ended up taking a thick orange line trade at the top of the hour for a sell for 5 pips on the Canadian yen. We will do this again tomorrow morning at 6:30 Eastern time, and this will have closed by then. So we will see you then. All right. Let's see if we get any questions. No questions. All right, gang. We got one question. It will close probably around 3 in the morning Eastern time. Is usually when I expect it to close, when Europe starts to come online. So just hang in there with it. Right now it's a little bit out of the money, so but we'll be okay. All right, gang. We will see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.